People are saying that they aren't going to vote, that they're going to sit on the couch. And people think that Donald Trump gave them money from the stimulus check because he had his name signed.
So she's totally demonizing black men, because there were a lot of black men who said that. Now, I'm going to make that point because these are the kind of points that they would make.
From now, the presidential nominees will meet each other for the very first time in what is expected to be the most watched presidential debate in U.S. history thus far.
Wow.
They'll be standing 6 feet apart with no audience, and mics will be muted in between questions.
It's just so corny, if you ask me. Okay, why do we have to mute mics? Like, why? It's so boring. Everything is so boring now, man. Yo, do y'all remember the 2015, had to be 2015, presidential debate with Hillary Clinton? And man, Trump was killing it. He was dropping dimes on Hillary, dropping dimes. They couldn't stop him. Now everything is robotic. We're gonna mute the mics. It's just so boring, and everybody's like, good, it'll be safe. There won't be any bad words said. I bet you that's what these girls are gonna say. Just wait, that's what they're gonna say.
This could very well be one of the only times the pair will debate. So, I'm supposed to ask y'all, what do they need to bring to the stage? What do they need to put out to the American people? And how do you see this playing out?
I think Kamala has a really tough job ahead of her. I was actually at Don Lemon's book opening yesterday, and he's been doing this incredible job of just being on the ground. You've been seeing it on social media and speaking to people. People are saying that they don't know her. People are saying that they aren't going to vote, that they're going to sit on the couch. And people think that Donald Trump gave them money from the stimulus check because he had his name signed.
So she's totally demonizing black men, because there were a lot of black men who said that. Now, I'm going to make that point because these are the kind of points that they would make, because they're all about diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? But it's like, or inclusion, but I don't know. I don't know the terms. But, that statement she's making there is very demeaning, they think he gave them money. He did. Nobody had a problem when George Bush gave a stimulus check and everybody said George Bush gave the money. This is how people talk about it. Nobody's going to go back and look to see, oh, it came from here, this, that, and that. They're like, stop it. It's just ridiculous at this point. Like, stop being so, holier than thou or whatever.
On him. So they think that economically they were doing better under him. So
that is not the only reason why people think that. By the way, I will give it to the makeup artist in the back. Very nice work on the eyelashes here, and the gold eyebrow. Oh my God. Eyeshadow rather, with the brown to the side. I think they did a very good look with her whole look here, but I can't stand the person behind the look.
I think that she needs to outline her vision for this country, which is a joyful one, which is one that moves forward. I think she can't fall into it's a plus for her that she's a former prosecutor and he's a felon. I like that matchup. But I think she can't fall into the attack mode, because then she falls into the tropes of the angry black woman, right? So she has to be careful there. And I think she also needs to explain her evolution on a number of topics. You've said, Whoopi, that it's great to evolve. That's a strength to evolve, but I think she needs to do that. And I think these are going to be difficult things for her to do, because she has a menace on the other side, someone who doesn't normally behave. Yeah. And so she doesn't know what to expect.
Her words are terrible. Number one, everything, breaking news, guys, breaking news. Sunny said something about race. Breaking news. She brought it back to race. Race. She's going to go into the tropes of being an angry black woman. I really hope tonight that they talk about real issues. Listen, we have a border crisis that is still going on. And I think for real, it's not even that about new people coming in. It's about people being processed, people who've been here, who are now showing what they're here to do. There are stories that these women would never talk about. There's situations that are really going on. like even a story like this with this Black woman who was ended by an Uber driver early Sunday, which freaks me out. I got to, oh Jesus, okay. Anyway, yeah, this person, because, well, you see the story. I can't really say it out loud. Apparently Dixon was a mother. Her name was Chancey Dixon. She allegedly, this happened where the person put one in her back after he tried to see what, tried to engage in some terrible sexual activities with her, and now she's gone, and her children don't have a mom. The person who did this is Francisco Valdez, 29, arrested, and he was and this person apparently, allegedly, I'm hearing, is not supposed to be in this country, so these are the kind of, I really hope that somebody really touches on these subjects and how they matter to the American people, because right now the American people are not getting what they deserve. They're just simply not getting what they deserve. They're not. And so to sit here and pretend like, oh, she has to make sure she doesn't, and her freaking, like, my goodness, has she not, like, it's a little annoying, but like, has she not, gotten comfortable with her teeth yet? Okay, I can't stand watching Sunny talk. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, it's like a toddler.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but
Why not? Say it.
I think she has more to lose, but also more to gain. So this New York Times Siena poll says 28% of voters want to know more about what she's for. Mm-hmm. And I think the person who will emerge the victor in this debate is the person who leaves Americans thinking, I understand your hardships and I have a plan to solve them. Mm-hmm. So she needs to approach this like a job interview. You don't talk about why the other guy isn't good for it. You talk about why you're the best person for the job. Doesn't mean she can't fact check him. Doesn't mean she can't call him out on his record, but people need to know what she's for. I think the biggest strategic error her campaign has made to date is not having her, in her own words, answer on some of the policy reversals ahead of this debate. So at one point she was for defund the police. At one point she was for cutting funding to ICE, like immigration enforcement, just to name a couple. They should have had her answer those so that when she has the biggest audience she'll ever have, she's not for the first time addressing those issues. That's something they should have gotten ahead of, because it'll inevitably come up tonight. But that said, Donald Trump, I tend to think, melts down after about 15 minutes. He can start strong, but he tends to diminish.
You're giving him more credit.
It's a 90-minute debate. It's a 90-minute debate, so there's a chance he starts strong. I pay attention to how he's in the back half of it. That's where he started getting into handicaps and golf and all that.
Well, I think the big thing is he needs to not react to his attacks, first and foremost, which she's been doing so well. Right. Because otherwise it puts her on a whole night of being on the defensive instead of the offensive. So don't take the bait and keep moving. I also think she can't get too caught up in all the lies. We always talk about how many are going to come at her. She has to know in advance which are going to be the most crucial ones to clarify, or she's using her time that could define herself by defending a person we all already know. Every viewer watching will know him. And the last thing is, I think she needs to be sure that she's not defined.
So her look is good too for the fall. So what they did was, because they're talking trash, y'all. Like, it's all this, she needs to define, she needs to do this. Are y'all watching the debate yet? Like, what time is this thing coming on? Like, is it really happening right now, or are we like waiting, or what? I don't know, because I'm like literally taping at the same time of the debate. So by the way, guys, did I say this already? If you guys like the video, please don't forget the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Every eye that drops on these videos really, really do help a ton, guys, a ton. Thank you so much to everybody who's been here with me through the hard times, guys. We're pushing through. We're going to get this done. We're going to get this going. Thank you, guys. Now, what I think with the makeup here, I like that they did this pink still with the dark around the rims around the eyes. And then you have the eyeshadow over here on the side. They put some highlighter right here on her cheeks. Perfect with the kind of nude pink lip. I think this is a perfect look for the fall, where it could still be bright, but not, it doesn't give you a summer feel. It still gives you a fall feel because of the rims around her eyes. Now, to me, and she has really nice eyes. She does. To me, again, they put way too much spritzer though on her hair, so it's really giving like a broken bent look here. Now, coming back to it, it's just the same thing. It's like, oh, Trump bad, Trump bad. Kamala's going to do great. Hopefully she answers this. Hopefully she answers that. I can go through this whole segment and I already know what they're going to say. But, whatever. Like, let's just keep it going.
By Donald Trump, and not defined by President Biden, meaning the two bookend men on her right now. She needs to step out and make sure people know her, because that is the ranging thing, is 30% of people say they want to know her better. So she needs to take that time on the mic and make sure it is not constantly deflecting, but putting the offensive on.
How much you want to bet that 30% of people are saying, we don't know anything about her, but they're not necessarily saying we want to know her better? How much do you want to bet?
All right. Well, first off, I think she should refer to him as the defendant. Every time she speaks, to counter what he says, well, what the defendant just said is a lie. And the other thing about Americans is and I've been reading about their main problem in the country is the economy. Yes. And they feel that he could take care of the economy better. But let us not forget these points. 6 companies of his went into bankruptcy.
Yeah.
He doesn't pay his workers or his vendors. The Trump organization has 17 felonies. Weisselberg, his accountant, is in jail.
Yes.
And
They're refusing to testify against him.
And last but not least, and the most fabulous point, he bankrupted a casino. Nobody bankrupts a casino.
Yeah, who cares, Joy? Actually, they didn't do too good with your makeup, unfortunately, and it is probably because the skin does not take it in as well as these younger females. This is not an ageism conversation at all, because there are older women who wear makeup beautifully. They just did way too much. They were moving too fast because it doesn't need. You don't have to cake her up like this, right? She has good skin. It's just that, like, around her cheeks and stuff. But like, you don't have to cake her up with all the makeup. It's not going to sit right. It'll clump up. If anything, it's not good for her skin and her pores either. All right, coming back to the nonsense that what's her name? This woman is saying, Joy Behar. I don't care who's in jail. I mean, I don't want to be in jail, or I don't want people to go to jail, right? I don't care what about all this personal stuff you're talking about. If the money is, she just said a bunch of stuff about his friends or his people already had a Trump presidency, and they felt like they had more money under Trump. There's no story you can tell to change that for a person. There's none at all. Should we?
About it is she's speaking to all the different groups she needs to speak to, right? She's offering up to $25,000 to help with down payments for first-time home buyers.
Yeah, that's true.
That is so significant for millennials.
It is a tax
There's
rebate.
a tax rebate. She on gun control. She's going to ban assault weapons. She's speaking to suburban moms on reproductive rights. She's vowing to sign a bill on the first day. She's investing in affordable child care. She's speaking to moms.
She's bound to sign a bill on the first day. What is a bill to what? Y'all can't do anything. It's already set back to the states. This is how these women talk. Okay, let's hear a little bit more.
She's also speaking to the working and middle class, telling them, I'm going to cut taxes for more than 100 million of you. So to your point, she's contrasting that with the death and despair of Project 2025, which of course Donald Trump is a part of.
She will get.
Y'all keep saying he's a part of it, but he keeps announcing it. I wish he was a part of it. He keeps announcing it. Let's go ahead and see what Whoopi has to say.
I listen to people talking, oh my God, this is, she's got to do, none of us know. None of us know what we would do when you're under fire. Yeah. Now we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, Whoopi, we've had a chance to have a Kamala report card. Now, with Kamala, she has not given us, like, we already know who she is. Now, all of a sudden, she's going to do all this stuff. She could have did it right now. She literally, her and Joe Biden could have been doing all this stuff. Everything got more expensive under them. And then they'll tell you the economy is good because they could play with the numbers. Go back and check my catalog. There's something on here about the numbers. It's a video called GDP is racism or something like that. They changed the definitions for terms and they play with the numbers. So it could show you that it's all fake. It really is. But the fact is, people feel it though. You can play with the numbers all you want. People do feel the inflation in the market. Now, before I leave, I want to definitely this person gets up and says, don't even come near me. with fake lashes, with any of that. I don't want none of it, because they could have gave her a natural lash look. As a matter of fact, they could have gave her a natural lash where she wouldn't even have to take it off. She'd go home and go to sleep with it. She said all you could do is put the pencil. They can't even put on some lip liner or something around these ashy lips. I'm not trying to be funny, no disrespect, but like, I know she's on. This is somebody who's like, this is my final season. I'm tired of waking up early in the morning and going to work. Then give it to somebody else who wants to get dressed and come to work, because this look is not it. Don't care. Yes, I said it. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.